Yeah. Hey, everybody. This is John. Hang on just a second, and I'll push the button. Hey, there we go.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
Hey, everybody. This is John. I just said so a minute ago. Hey, Scott finally made it. What are you doing there, buddy? You got here just in the nick of time.
Nick of time there, John. Nick of time.
There we go. But it's not even your birthday. Damn, our buddy. All right, we're going to have to go ahead and say Yam Starch is officially in charge of the Far Eastern Bureau of the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, and whatever the hell else we're calling this particular show. What are you drinking there, Scott?
I have a Negroni.
A Negroni?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, just a little bit of a cocktail. It's Cocktail Saturday, John. Why not?
Did you just say you just have a little bit of a cock?
He did.
A little bit of
Cocktail.
A
Yeah.
bit of a cock. Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's a Vienna sausage, we call it over here, Scott. All right, me, I'm having just a delicious Pinot Grigio. So anyway, and Jesse, of course, is probably drinking Iron City beer or something awful. Like
some Ice House, baby.
Ice House. All right, so here we are to make some NFL football picks. How are we doing there? Because, Scott, you have the official Washington Commanders embossed notebook that has all
I
of our
do
teams.
indeed, and I've got last week's scores. And John, you came out with 6 of 13.
Yes, I did very
picked.
bad. I did very bad again.
I also totted up your losses, and you betted $600. And
Yes.
if you'd have put your picks on, you would have still came out with a healthy profit of $720 in total. So 120 on the money you put down.
So I won
So you've done
$120
quite well.
bucks.
$120, yeah, you're up.
That's not
good.
bad. That's
Jesse,
not bad.
you came out with a paltry 5 out of 13. Not good at all game.
Paltry Jesse.
However, you also lost $200.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
I got 9 of 13. And I lost $100, but I bet $200 to cover on the Jacksonville Kansas City game, and that would have made me $320 in total. So I made $20.
Well, very good. That should have at least covered the tip at the Houston Inn last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that bit working? I mean,
I don't know, but it was good. I just didn't wear the right clothing yesterday. That was the problem. I looked like half a man.
You can't wear something that's the same color as the background. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, I don't know whether it works or not, but the fact of the matter is, I don't think anybody. Look, this is one of those shows. If anybody's actually listening to us right now, where we're just going to talk as if you're not here. So,
Move on. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I like it because I think it's silly, and I think silly works. And even if the freaking fourth wall is torn down and everybody can see that Scott's not actually in Scotland, it's not even close. I think that's part of the charm. So,
Exactly.
right. And by the way, mucho kudos for pulling up the hypotenuse of the bottom line there.
I did think that was quite funny when you did that. Yeah, I did like that.
All right, well, let's get to some NFL football picks here. We had a game Thursday night. I can't even remember what the hell it was. Oh, it was the Packers, right? The Packers are in free fall.
Yeah, I think it was Packers Titans, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Titans kicked their ass, beat them by 10 points. Yeah, the Packers are in absolute free fall. Other than this guy, Christian Watson, showing up out of nowhere for fantasy players, shit, man. Aaron Rodgers, what do you think is this the end for Aaron Rodgers?
I think we might see him in the Burgundy and Gold next year.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
That's not really that
That's
bold.
a bold
Prediction. That's not really all that fucking bold.
Yeah.
Aging quarterback
I
coming
mean,
to
listen,
the end with a big name.
It's up to Aaron Rodgers, but I just don't think it will be. I mean, unless we make a big trade and trade up into the draft, we're going to be in need of a quarterback next year.
Yeah.
And the biggest name that might be on the market, it depends on Aaron Rodgers if he wants to still play. I mean, he still has it. I mean, he still has an arm.
He's dumb right now. Yeah.
They just, him and Matt LaFleur are just not on the same page.
No, they're not, and he hasn't got the weapons that he's got there either. I mean, Christian Watson is coming ahead now, but you look at
Lazard's been hurt, but Lazard and him have had a good connection in the past.
Kinda, yeah, but he's no Devontae Adams.
Correct.
Yeah, but he did it last year with him and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Right?
Who's doing okay at the Chiefs?
And that Devontae Adams guy. Forgot.
And let's he was the MVP last year, so I don't think he's fallen off as a lot of Packers fans do. I just think he's just in a situation right now that where the teams do not see eye to eye. I personally would rather him not be on the team next year, but I don't think it would be necessarily a bad thing. It couldn't be any worse than what we got right now.
No, I can't see how you can afford him. I've got no idea how you're going to get him through the building.
For those of us that
have to be a 1 year deal.
For people that have been listening to me for a long time, if he came here, you know what I'm going to say. We have exponentially upgraded at quarterback. And for those of
you would be
no. You guys go like this. Oh yeah. You don't get it. Back when Donovan McNabb came here, we exponentially, and every quarterback since I have felt the same way, and every one of them have tanked out like a mother. So
I don't think Aaron Rodgers would do that bad. I know we made phone calls in the off season for him. Excuse me, but Jesus. But he elected to stay and signed the contract with Green Bay, and they just did not give him any help this offseason whatsoever or before the trade deadline. Yes, Christian Watson is coming on.
Bakhtiari being hurt is not going to help him either. And I think the biggest problem with him is his thumb. Because, look, Devontae Adams aside, Aaron Rodgers works with who Aaron Rodgers has. I don't want to cast any aspersions, or I don't want to put anything out there that might be a little premature, but Devontae Adams leaves. How's he doing?
He's doing okay at
the whole Raiders are a mess.
I'm just writing in the book here that Jesse's put down Aaron Rodgers is on his way, so I'm writing it down.
Oh, no. That is a bold proclamation.
All right, so okay, Scott, can you read that name there? Who is that?
I cannot read that name. I don't know if that is in Sanskrit or if that is in Arabic. I'm not sure.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. We might as well talk about it. I am kind of looking forward to the World Cup. The USA plays at 2:00 on Monday, man. Let's go see them beat up on Wales. I'll tell you what, man. We ought to treat the Wales like the Japanese treats the whales. Harpoon those motherfuckers and drag them behind the ship. That's what we ought to do.
I tell you what, you will be very surprised by the Welsh. They're a decent national football team.
I wouldn't be very surprised at them. Christ, they come from your islands over there. They know how to. Y'all are born with one of those things attached to your feet.
Monday 1:00, I think, is the England game against Iran. I will be at work, so I will not be able to watch it. I will catch up some highlights on the way.
Wait, I thought it was
like a national holiday.
Yeah, it's like when the Queen dies. Y'all don't do nothing but stay in pubs for 12 days.
Some workplaces do and say, "Oh, it's okay, you can have the time off." I've got no chance of that happening whatsoever. So, England win. I don't know about that.
Dude, they're going to have to get past the USA.
Yeah.
England have not had a good qualifying.
At the risk of being completely an asshole. Dude, if you could spell out your name, in like phonetically so I could say it. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to read that language there. I think it's pretty cool that we got people from all over the world checking in.
It's brilliant, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the World Cup. I mean, I don't follow soccer. Like,
Wales delicious, by the way. What a guy Yam is. And he should know he's in Japan.
Tell you what, we made him in charge of the Far East Bureau, and in less than half an hour, he's going to have fucking Greenpeace down on us.
Oh, dear.
The World Cup's fun. I like soccer, or the Olympic soccer. That
football,
you get all the best footballers, from the countries on one team. Well, listen, I think USA made a mistake with a couple of players, but essentially it's the best football players from the countries just going up against each other and having a big ass tournament. And I love it. I'm all for it.
I think it looks pretty cool too. And I always like to watch the World Cup because there's so much on the line. And the thing about football here in America, it's catching on. All right. It's catching on. It really is. There's a lot of cable networks now that are sports only, like Fox Sports One. There's a lot of every one of the major channels has their own branch off sports network as well. And to fill up content, they've brought in a lot of English soccer leagues, European soccer leagues, and they've promoted them well. They're taking off. I know a lot of people that are younger than me that are in their 20s. They follow it just as much as they're following anything else, and I think that's pretty cool. Frankly, I like the World Cup, and I want to see the USA do well because we never do fucking well. We
have a half decent team club this year from all intensive purposes. I mean, we usually, who knows if we'll get out of the
group.
The group.
The thing is, what I was going to say is that everybody here, they go, "Oh, it's boring," but the fact of the matter is, if you turn it on, you can't turn it off because they don't stop, and anything can happen at any second. It's like, damn, what's going to happen?
Just watch my team today on the TV. We were 1-0 up, then it went back to 1-1, and we finished winning 4-1 away at Salford, which is a town near Manchester owned by the 92. So David Beckham, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, all the old Manchester United players have a stake in that club. So I was really pleased with that.
And
1,300 away fans. It was good. Yeah.
I think that what Cutter did with the liquor license is kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of lame.
Here's what I got to say about that, and no offense to this gentleman that's in there, but you know what? Anytime that the Muslim world makes an agreement with the Western world, you know there's fingers crossed behind the back. Their religion forbids it. All right, and I don't care what anybody wants to say with that group of people, with that side of the world, their religion comes way first. And,
absolutely.
You just knew they were going to do this.
It was.
Cheers to that.
The fact that they banned it just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, that was. I mean, they pulled the rug out.
They could have did it a couple months ago because this was theirs. What was it, 5-6 years ago that they got this?
Qatar got the nod about 5 years ago. They still haven't finished most of the outline outside some of the stadiums. It's been quite poor. I look at some of the lads who I know have actually gone, bizarrely enough, and I don't know why you'd go, but they're looking at it and they're staying in what are quite honestly awful conditions. I stayed in better conditions on deployment, and there's no water. There's nothing. Shit. There's a fan park today that we're turning up at. Apparently it was 6 p.m. The fan park opened. There's people there from about 4 p.m. The nearest shop is an hour's walk, and there was absolutely no water at all.
Well, it's in the desert.
30-degree heat.
People expect.
Yeah.
30-degree heat. Yeah, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
30 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'll look it up.
It's fucking high. That's what it is.
Well,
it's goddamn
13
hot.
minutes in, and we have not talked about one NFL game yet.
No, we have not. Sorry. Thanks. Thank you there, buddy, for bringing up the World Cup and giving us a chance to talk about it. Your check is in the mail. But you know what? It'll go all right. Fuck it. I'm going to watch it on TV. All right, so let's talk about. All right, so there you go. That's for the guy. That's for the guy bringing up the soccer. Although I tell you what, I think if I did that, they might have good cause to cut my hands off, right? They'll cut my hand off.
All right, we got Carolina at the Baltimore Ravens.
All right.
Ravens are favored by 13.
Yeah, it's too much.
Big spread right here. You know, I would actually take the over in this, which is 41.5.
Okay.
Baltimore
is Devontae Foreman playing?
That's a good question. Let me bring up our injury reports for the game. I don't know. I have not seen anything lately about him, but yeah, I mean, I would go with the over. I wouldn't touch anything else in this game.
Yeah, I'm not touching this. I think that the 13 points is too much. As a matter of fact, I think I will touch this. I'm going to go ahead. If Devontae Foreman is playing, I'm going to put $50 down, and I'm going to take that 13 points with the Carolina Panthers. They're playing better football, you know. And honestly, if you have – I'm dead serious. It's a known fact that if small children look at Sam Darnold, they will turn to stone.
But I don't see him on the injury report.
No, I don't see him
even on IR. Baker Mayfield is under center this game because PJ Walker is out.
Look, if I'm going to be sitting there going, oh, Baker Mayfield or PJ Walker, you know what? I wouldn't touch the game anyway. I just think it's too big of a spread. Baltimore's been playing a little too close lately with teams that they should be beating up on. And I think that conversely, the Panthers have been playing a little closer to teams that they should be getting beat up on by.
This is true. This is true. And also, Lamar Jackson has been fighting an illness. He hasn't practiced in a couple days. He is officially listed as questionable. So is Mark Andrews with a shoulder injury. I think he's leaning toward.
Yeah, he's been missing.
He's leaning toward playing this week, but still he could be on a pitch count. Like I said, I'm staying away from this. Too many unknown variables.
She's taking Baltimore though for the win, Jesse.
Yeah, Baltimore for the win.
Yeah,
John, you're going with
Baltimore
Carolina
for the win, but I will take Carolina and the points, and I'll put 50 on that.
50.
Absolutely.
Got that.
Yeah, and you know what's going on with Lamar Jackson? They sent him a picture on his phone of Sam Darnold, and his feet immediately started to turn to stone.
That is a big spread. It is
a big spread. It is a big spread. And, I really don't mean to cast aspersions, but Sam Darnold is one of the ugliest human beings in America. It's a proven fact.
We got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to.
Scott didn't pick yet.
I did. Baltimore, yeah. I'm not putting anything on this game at all.
Oh, I was waiting for some spot-on analysis.
You won't get that from me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Philadelphia is traveling to Indianapolis with it's Indianapolis +7.
Right.
That sounds about right. The injury report, Kwity Paye is out. Jelani Woods is out. And Zaire Franklin is questionable with an illness. You have the Philadelphia Eagles relatively hefty again, and they picked up two big defensive tackles, and Sue and who's the other one they picked up?
Levon Taylor, was it?
No.
Levante Davis.
No. Shit.
Luwan, is that his name? Luwan.
Taylor Lewan he's a tackle for let's see. Eagles pick up.
God, there's another Linval Joseph.
That's who it was.
Yeah. Linval Joseph.
Was he at the Chargers before?
He was with the Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're like the Chargers, except they're purple.
Yam has a good question. If somehow the Indianapolis Colts pull this win out, what does it say about our win? Nothing. I just don't think they're going to win, really.
No.
No.
And you never know what you're going to get with Matt Ryan. I mean, one day, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs earlier on in the season, but then he plays like crap. But then, you got Jeff Saturday coming in, has never coached a day in his life. And it was who did they beat last week?
They beat Vegas, who are absolutely terrible.
It was pretty trash. And now they're puffing their chests out. I think they're going to get a rude awakening this week by the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are pissed for losing Monday night on national stage. I will take Philly. I'll lay the points. I think this is going to be a huge win. It's going to be like 35-17, somewhere around there. So, and put me 100 on that.
Yeah, I'm going the same way. Philly's going to kick their ass. They are going to be coming off, and I think that honestly, by like maybe 10 p.m. Sunday night, this is going to be out in the streets. They're going to be picking him up. All right, here we are. Whatever. So, the Colts don't have a chance in this game. And, I say that knowing that everybody has a chance all the time. But then I sound like Keith, who hedges on his bets every time he opens his mouth.
It's just the Betty Ford clinic on the phone for Jim Irsay there. So.
God damn it, I lost my phone. Look, I just think that the Eagles, that's mostly what it is. Number one, they're much better, all right? And they're not going to fall for the same kind of shit that we were. They're not going to be running into the quarterback. They're not going to be. It's just not. They're not going to have a face mask call that they don't go their way. They're going to beat the living shit out of the Colts.
Yeah.
Sam Ellinger. Oh, they're going to have Matt Ryan in there, right? Jeff Saturday is going to think he should be back on ESPN by about 6 o'clock.
I would think. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
Over under that Jeff Saturday's main coaching style is pull my finger. I would say yes. I don't even know how that
I'll take
factors
the
in
over, yeah.
True or false? Hey
You
guys,
putting any
pull my
money on this
finger.
then, John?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am going to go ahead and put $200 down on the Eagles, and I'm going to lay those points.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. I think this is an absolute Philly blowout. I'll lay the points. I'll take Philly for the win, and I'll put 100 on that one. Same as
An
Jesse.
interesting fact, because they signed Ndamukong Suh and they're going to fly him to Indianapolis, that changes their entire flight schedule. Now they have to leave their helmets behind, and they have to send them on a truck because of the weight differential. Either that, or they have to send Ndamukong Suh on a truck. And
as long as it's not a fishing trawler, we'll be okay. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe we can get in touch with him, get Captain Gustavio over there
Maybe.
to get Sue Indianapolis in time. All right, who's next?
Oh, we got the New York Jets traveling to New England to face the Patriots. The Patriots are laying 3. The Jets are kind of a hard team to figure out right now. I think they're a lot like us, which they have a talent all over their field. It's their quarterback that's kind of holding them back some. But they've won some big games, and I would think this should be more closer to a pick'em game. So that line kind of worries me. I wonder if there's a lot of money coming in on the New England Patriots side or the Jets side. I'm not sure what Vegas is doing here because that line seems a little bit fishy.
Strange line, very strange line that, Jesse. 6-3 New York Jets. Patriots are 5-4. Very close, I suppose.
They got a good defense, and just going over the injury report, the Jets are out Corey Davis, their number one wide receiver. Sheldon Rankins is out as well. Kenny Yoba is doubtful. The tight end, and Devontae Parker is out for the Patriots, and punter Jack Bailey is doubtful. Had to throw
for the Patriots,
Bailey
really?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
punter.
that actually matters.
Yeah.
If you don't have a punter, so I wonder who's their backup punter. That does actually matter quite a bit. That can swing quite a lot. However, I have no faith in the Jets and their too cute, smackable face quarterback who does still have the most punchable face in the NFL.
This over underline is pretty enticing too. They got it pretty low at 38.
Oof.
Yeah, I think that's about right, though. I think that's about right because the Jets defense is pretty good.
And so is the Patriots defense. They're one's the top in the league. So, I think
I think beyond that. Go ahead.
I think I'm going to take the Jets in this plus the points.
Not me. I'm going the opposite. I'm going the Patriots, and I'm going to lay the 3 points because Bill Belichick at home against little fucking kissy face. There's no way that little shit quarterback is going to whoop up on Bill Belichick.
No, but the Jets can run the ball though, and that's what I'm kind of going at. I think the Patriots are going to win, but I'm going to be.
Just because you think it's going to be a squeaky?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a squeaker, and I'm going to take the Jets plus the points, and I'll put a 5-0 on it.
Okay, I'm going to give the Patriots and the 3 points. I'm going to lay the 3 points, and I'm going to put 5-0 on that. And I'm going to take – no, I'm not going to touch that over-under because that's about right. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think that the Patriots will win by probably 4. Actually, you know what, Scott? I'm not putting a dime on that damn game. It's probably going to be exactly what they say.
Yeah.
Patriots will win by a field goal.
I'm going to take the Jets. I have no idea why. That's my my analysis. I have no idea why. It is a pick'em game, this for me. I'm going to take the Jets, and I want to stay away from the line completely. I've got no faith in that at all.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see what Tom has to say about this.
I think the next one is Detroit and Giants, isn't it?
You know the best thing about the Jets and the Patriots game there, Scotty.
What's that, Thom?
People don't eat all their nachos. They leave a lot of things laying around. You can get some real easy, cheap ones. Just pick them up wherever you find them.
Is that some guac on your chin there, Thom? I thought I could see that there.
Sorry, I had Mexican food on Thursday, and I haven't gotten into the shower yet because, frankly, I haven't buttered the door enough. All right.
Wow.
All right, the Detroit Lions traveling to New York face the Giants. The Giants are favored by 3 points. The Giants are beat up right now. Dexter Lawrence, their nose tackle, is questionable. Their tight end, Daniel Bellinger, is out. Kenny Galladay is questionable, which he's been pretty much non-existent this season. But Evan, their
You
tackle,
might as well tell me whether or not Ramon over at concession stand 6 called in sick for the game.
Yeah.
As much as Kenny Galladay is going to make any difference.
Their tackle, Evan Neal, is doubtful. That's I think is probably a big loss. And the only thing that, the Giants are pretty healthy. I think we need, for us as Commanders fans, I think we want the Giants to lose and try to gain some ground on them.
Let me explain something. As a human being, we always want the Giants to lose.
Yeah. But
it's otherwise evolution's just out the window.
The heart wants the Giants to lose. The head, I can't keep picking the Detroit Lions because I keep losing money on the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, man, this is a tough one, but
don't put any money on it. That's what you do. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I think I like the Lions in this situation, though.
They are getting. I mean, they've been a little better. They won last week, right?
They did win last week, yeah.
Yeah, they can generate some offense. This is
DeAndre Swift is DeAndre. I'll tell you what, there was a touchdown last week. It wasn't very long. It was like maybe a 3-4 yard run, but man, they opened. Sometimes you can just. It looks like they just wall it off. They get the fucking orange vests on, and they're like, everybody stay the fuck away from this 5-yard lane that we're making here in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Williams had a really good game. I think he got the winning touchdown as well. So he's their backup running back. They've got a good tandem there between the two of them.
No name Joe's from Timbuktu.
Yam's right. Going back to the Patriots, their D's always good.
So because we scout the McDonald's cook line, we figure. Hey, listen, that kid's putting together a quarter pounder like nobody's business. Look how he works the pickles there. We're going to bring him in here, and we're going to go to the Super Bowl.
I do think the Giants defense is pretty decent. That Dexter Lawrence, him being questionable kind of worries me though. This over-under line at 45, I like the under in this. So I will put 50 on the under.
Well, see, this is my biggest dilemma of possibly my lifetime. All right. I mean, I've been through the ringer in my lifetime, but there's a possibility that this weekend I might have to start Daniel Jones in my fantasy football. I know. I feel so fucking dirty. Honestly, I feel like somebody turned on the lights and I'm fucking a horse. I really do. I feel awful about it. It's either him or Russell Wilson. So
I picked up Russell Wilson for fantasy because obviously Tua's on a bye, isn't he? So
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take. Yeah, Tua is my guy, but I think I'm good. That's my two choices. I think the Giants are going to win this game because I don't believe in the Lions at all. The Giants are at home, and I think I don't believe in the Giants either. I think they're a fraud. All right, but that said, Daniel Jones, even though he doesn't, and this has got nothing to do with why I'm probably going to go with Russell Wilson. The dude is leading the team. All right, and he's being a mature enough leader to be able to step back, not have to throw the ball all over the field, not have to get his ego in the way. Who was it told me this morning that Saquon Barkley calls him Vanilla Vic? The dude can run, right? Vanilla Vic. So I'll give credit to Daniel Jones. All right, Brian Dable, I think, has put together a bit of a miracle, right? So the good news for the Giants is, even though other than the Colts, and I guess if you're outside of our little circle, you'd have to look at the Commanders and say that's not a difficult game. They have a rough schedule coming down the pipe here, so it's a good thing that they've got a bunch of wins under their belt, and I think they're going to get another one this Sunday. But what's the line on it? 3 points?
3.
Yeah. I'm not touching that. But I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I'll take the over. I'll put 50 on the over.
I'll take the Giants for a win here. I just don't believe in Detroit, and I know they got a win last week. Giants also got a win last week, so
Detroit also beat the Packers, didn't they?
Yeah, but so does everybody else, for fuck's sake, except for the Cowboys.
I'll take the Giants.
Except for the Cowboys.
I think they beat the Bears last week, didn't they? They beat the Bears last week, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. I think
Yes, they did, because it was the St. Brown Bowl. Both brothers were playing.
There you go. Well, see, that just goes to show you, anybody who's out there in YouTube land that's paying attention to us, you really don't tune in for any kind of expert opinions. Here, we don't even know who they beat last week. I watch some of these other podcasts that some of these guys do, man, with all this gambling advice and all this shit, man. Dude, I don't have that kind of time to come up with all that shit. I just don't.
I wrote the games down with 5 minutes to go.
There you go. That's why you were almost late today.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not tuning into us for expert analysis. We're
Los
personable gents.
Angeles Rams traveling to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are favored by 2.5. This line has dropped some because I think earlier on in the week that the Saints were favored, I think, by 5. But we have Matt Stafford. I saw today it may be playing. So
is he playing? That's what I was going to say. Is the concussion?
He's not. I don't see. He is not on the injury report. I got an injury report up right here.
He's who I dropped for Russell Wilson / Daniel Jones because he's
John
had an elbow
Walford.
problem all year.
Yeah. John Walford is questionable with the neck, but I don't know where I saw it, but Stafford looks like he's going to play, and the Saints defense is extremely beat up. Cam Jordan is out. Pete Warner, their linebacker, is out. Mark Ingram is out, and so is Marcus Davenport. Oh, there's more. Marshawn Lattimore out. JT Gray out. And, man. A couple of their offensive linemen are out as well, too. So
I looked at this, and they're without Cooper Kupp. I'm not sure if he's gone to IR, but he took quite a bad injury.
Yeah, I think short-term IR. He got a high ankle sprain. Yeah,
as you said there, just at a quick look, it looks like Stafford is starting.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Rams, and I'm going to drop 200 on it. This is definitely I'll take the Rams and the over 2 beans.
Wow. I can't believe in them. I've been believing them. I mean, it's so strange, and I know that there's a Super Bowl swoon sometimes and everything like that.
Yeah,
but this team's too talented. All right.
Yeah,
they lost Cooper Kupp. True. But Allen Robinson has had a year that you can forget. And I mean, this is the guy that was top of everybody's free agent wide receiver list for quite a while there. A couple of years where it looked like he could come available. Oh, yeah, man, let's make a move for Allen Robinson. Ever since he was with Jacksonville. Ever since he was Penn State. Dude's been making plays. And now all of a sudden, where is he? What's going on? Why can't they find him? Why can't they hit him? They've got this other guy. I can't remember his goddamn name. Some freaking schmuck out of nowhere. Hulkabolka or whatever his fucking name is, going across the middle, making these touchdowns that they're catching. But I just can't believe in Stafford. I know he's had a bum elbow all year long. I did pick him to be my quarterback in fantasy this year because, fuck it. I'm not going to explain myself. I was late in the draft and I've already been drinking. So
Skowronek.
Skowronek. There you go. Skowronek. There you go. Skowronek.
Ben Skowronek. I picked him up in fantasy.
Skowronek sounds like something that a goddamn a sailor from 1495 catches while he's out at sea. Oh, I got to touch the Skowronek. It makes him walk funny for a while. So, yeah, I just can't believe in the Rams. I'm not going to pick them. I'll pick them to win, but I'm not touching the game.
Right, Rams. Yeah, I'm going to take LA Rams as well. I don't believe in New Orleans at all. I don't know why, but Rams
every time we don't believe in them, they come up with something.
You're right.
I don't believe in Andy Dalton. I think Dalton's getting to start again.
Did you see his hair? I hate to sound. Listen, did you see Andy Dalton's hair? As a redhead, all right.
You're just jealous because he's got hair.
My God, he's got haircuts, Jesse.
But he's got it up on the top of his head, coming up like this. He looks like Beaker from the goddamn Muppet Show.
The New Orleans have got 3-7, and the Rams are 3-6. Should be quite a tight game. This I will take the Rams as well.
Seriously though, the Rams, what the fuck? Their defense is not injured. What the hell? Aaron Donald. I made a comment on a Twitter thread this week about some guy. You saw it. Some guy put up his All-Pro team, and he puts up Aaron Donald. And a lot of times, Pro Bowl, okay, I can understand. People just pick the name that they understand and that they know. But when you're talking All-Pro, you really have to look at it.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Allen's playing better. I'm not going to say he's an all-pro at the moment.
I will.
Because Quinn, I mean, I will too. I already did. But Quinnen Williams, he's playing very well for the Jets. He's playing very well. Well, Quinnen Williams, one of my favorite things that he had at the draft, where he was having a press conference and he belched, blessed himself, and then said thank you to himself. He burped. Oh, bless you, thank you. It was hilarious. Quinnen Williams is all right, and when you're talking all pro, you can't just say Aaron Donald. You have to look at what they've been doing.
Yeah,
Correct.
You have to look at what they've been doing. Jonathan Allen, all pro.
All right, we got the Chicago Bears traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are laying 3. I do not like this line. I don't believe in the Falcons. I think the Bears are starting to come into their own. No, they don't really have a great defense, but their offense is blowing up, as well as Justin Fields. I'll take the Bears plus the points and put 200 on it.
Hey, Scott, I don't know about you, but it sounds to me like Jesse writes this shit down.
He does. He does.
Yeah,
He does write it down.
He sounds very professional. He's got
I
a very
swear
good
I don't.
If he could just figure out how to stop his camera from making him all blurry like that. I don't know what the
told
hell
you,
this.
it's like crime EFIT, isn't it?
I think he's part vampire. The camera's like, I shouldn't be seeing him.
Could be worse. It could look like a grey sausage like me. Yeah, terrible.
I wouldn't say you're a gray sausage. Let your wife say that.
Well,
Anyway.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this when we get to the Washington game in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't see what. Yeah.
So Chicago and Atlanta then, John.
Frankly, I'm taking the Bears. I think that Jesse's right. Their offense is definitely coming around. Justin Fields is becoming a serious weapon. Dude, you're not going to survive like that. But I will say, dude, he had a run last week that was only like 4-yard touchdown in the stats, but he ran around behind the line of scrimmage for a little while and then bowled over a safety who got hurt. He fucking nailed this dude at the goal line, piled into the end zone. And I'm thinking, wow, that was awesome. And I'm also thinking, you got about another 6 months of life in the NFL doing that. You know,
it was the one he ran past Jeff Okudah, and Jeff Okudah just couldn't even keep up with him. And I was just like, wow, okay, this is a good touchdown here, good touchdown run. That I did enjoy that one.
It's almost like watching the RG3 year. All right, and the way that they ran that as a primary attack of the offense was the read option, with him being able to take it and run. Nowadays, like I've said multiple times, that's still a staple in the NFL, but it's much more reduced. It's not the focal point of an offense. But with Chicago right now, that is the focal point of the offense. You have to watch out for him.
What's really interesting is, though, that Chase Claypool hasn't got going at all.
They're not going to throw it. They don't care.
Yeah.
With that,
I don't think Fields' arm is that good. He's definitely an RG3 type quarterback. And I will say he's had 2.
RG3 had an arm. Let's not kid ourselves. That's a good throw the ball.
I'm talking about Justin Fields.
Yeah.
He's had 2 runs, 60+ yard touchdowns within a couple of games. The kid's got some talent. I think, they're going to try to use him kind of like a Lamar, where
you're right.
Use his legs, try to protect yourself, and only throw when you have to.
I think that Lamar is a much better passer at this stage of their careers.
Right? Yeah, but he's still not that good of a passer.
He's pretty good.
He's
he's not the best, but he's pretty good. He's Kirk Cousins-ish in terms of being in terms of a passer.
I don't know. I will have to disagree on that one. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. I think he's a great leader. He's a great runner. I classify him more as a running back than a quarterback. That's just
yeah, we will definitely agree to disagree on that one. I think that Lamar.
And I think you're right about RG3. He did have an arm, but he
got a cannon.
He wanted just to be a pocket passer, and he did have an arm, but he just wasn't that accurate with that arm.
Well, all right. So if you want to open the can of worms, I've always said this because there's a lot of people that are out there right now that are Commanders fans that the best year they've ever seen is RG3 in 2012. Right. There you go, Scott.
That's mine. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna put down that year in any way, shape, or form. I think we could have gone to the Super Bowl if he didn't get hurt in that Seattle game. We were up 14-0 for fuck's sake. All right. We had definite Super Bowl aspirations. As it turns out, Colin Kaepernick ended up in the Super Bowl running the same offense. Okay.
Yep.
So, but the thing was, RG3 was a one-trick pony. All right. He all through high school, college, he's the best athlete on the field. All right. Baylor was always a kind of an edge team. And then RG3 came along and okay, go win us the game. And every week you're watching, college football because they didn't put him on national TV. And it's this guy, RG3. Look at this awesome play by Robert Griffin III. And same in high school. Okay. He's the best athlete on the field. Go win me the game. The coach is going to make money. He's going to get a big reputation. And why change anything? So they didn't, in essence, teach him how to play the position of quarterback. All right. So when it comes to that aspect of his game being taken away, drop back, read a defense, be able to throw, that stuff he's very much lacking. By the time he got drafted, he's almost 4 or 5 years behind the curve. Once that one trick got figured out, I mean, that 2012 season with him, Russell Wilson, and Colin Kaepernick running that read option primary offense, it was stunning. But there's a law. Here's the football law. Let me wrap it up here. There's the first law of football. Offense innovates, defense adapts. Offense innovates all the fucking time. Defense adapts. Defense, no matter how much they change the rules, controls this game. And it took 1 year before defenses went, guess what? I'm not falling for this shit anymore.
Yeah. And I think the same can be said with Justin Fields too. I think defenses will adapt to him, and he's going to have to learn how to throw the ball.
Well, the style of offense is more what I'm talking about, not necessarily RG3. Russell Wilson changed and adapted to what came at him. Colin Kaepernick and RG3 ended up where they are. If there's one thing that's a fact, okay, is that the NFL filters you to where you belong, especially at the position of quarterback. Talent does not get missed. There's no fucking way. It's too scarce. It doesn't get missed. By the time RG3 got into his year with us, dude, I remember a game against the Ravens in preseason. He's getting blown up, just destroyed because he's out on the edge by himself because he completely fails to move his. I can remember one play where Trent Williams turned around and looked at him. And then he yelled back at who was the running back at the time? He yelled back at him because he changed him. RG3 moved him over, and Trent Williams looks back like this, and then he yells at the running back and tells him because the running back had to cross the formation and get the blitz that was everybody could see but RG3. So, yeah. Anyway, now we're all off topic on that.
All right.
There you go. RG3 for all you people that are out there that are young and think RG3's injury was the only thing that stopped him. No. It's not. So
Vegas Raiders traveling to Denver Broncos. Broncos are favored by 2.5. I don't like this game. Don't want nothing to do with it. If I had to take a pick, I would probably flip a coin, which I'm gonna do right now.
Go ahead.
Heads Raiders, tails tails the Broncos, and the Raiders are gonna win.
It absolutely was Alfred Morris. He was the running back in 2012. That's right.
So you're taking Las Vegas here. I am going to take the Denver Broncos, and I think
Broncos are really they are, but they're very beat up too. Judy's out. Baron Browning
started to come on.
What's that? Yeah,
started to come on.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right about that. Baron Browning, the good outside linebacker. Inside linebacker Jonas Griffin, KJ Handler's out. He ain't got nobody to throw the ball. Andrew Beck's out. Kwan Williams is out. Yeah, I mean the list goes on. They're an extremely beat up team. Yeah. I'm stay away from this game, but I'll pick the Raiders to win it.
So you've basically just convinced me to go ahead and go with Daniel Jones as my choice for fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, Russell Wilson just don't have anybody to throw the ball to.
The thing is, though, when you look at fantasy numbers, all right, which are different, we all know that. When you look at fantasy numbers, they're different. Everybody whips the shit out of the Raiders. The Raiders give up fantasy points like it's fucking going out of style.
They do.
Yeah, Vegas.
But you're right. He doesn't have anybody to throw to.
Vegas are awful though. They're bottom of that division with the 2-7 record. I mean, you would expect a lot more from Derek Carr and Devontae Adams.
What are the Broncos?
I'll tell you what.
They are at 3-6.
So they're right at the bottom too.
And they're just mystified. They're like, what the fuck happened to Russell Wilson? I'll tell you what, I've been working on this all week. I want to give it to you guys real quick. This is my impression of Derek Carr post-game last week. Ready? Derek Carr post-game last week. I don't know what the fuck. I'm sorry. It's almost Thank you. Derek Carr post game last week.
So you're taking the Broncos, are you, John?
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. The Raiders are a bigger dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And they have more problems than the Broncos have right now. And even Russell Wilson's going to stick his thumb up his ass in the fourth quarter and pull out a plum, and that'll be it. But I'm not going to play him. I'm playing Daniel.
Yeah, I reckon that this is going to be a field goal.
Jesse knows me longer than you do, Scott. So you ought to know that is the worst thing that I could say about your football team is that I'm starting Daniel Jones over your quarterback. I hate that son of a bitch. So, all right.
We got
the Raiders are in free fall. I was sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jesse, but
no, you're
one
good.
of my social media friends that goes way back from a long time ago is a Raiders fan. And he's like, I don't know why we don't just fire McDaniel right now. And dude, Josh, this is his third try, right?
Did you see the post from talking about McDaniels? Did you see the post from I think it was Schefter actually put the post out saying that they couldn't afford to fire him.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to fire him, but they can't afford to fire him. That's how much of a dumpster fire that franchise is.
Oh my God! Because I'll tell you, there's no salary cap on coach, so it's not like when it's a player you can't.
And it's the same way with Ron Rivera. He's not going anywhere. He's owed way too much money right now for all those people that want.
They possibly owe that would hurt the Raiders.
These coaches, that's why their salaries, most of them they're not posted. They're not known because they're a god awful amount of money. And fans would be like, you're paying this motherfucker this amount of money and you can't go out and get good players.
Josh McDaniel went to Denver first.
He did.
All right. He did. He went to Denver first.
He turned down the Colts job. Remember that?
I'm getting there. While he was with Denver, he got caught videotaping the opponent's practice, the 49ers, when they were in London. The Broncos played. Okay. So I made a cartoon about the Denver Broncos owner coming upstairs to the house and yelling at Josh McDaniels. Yeah, Mr. McDaniels, you come out here right now and explain this fine. That was a lot of fun. And he got fired from that job pretty quick. The Colts, he fucked them over. He accepted that job and then he fucked them over and walked out on him. Why do you keep giving this moron chances? Didn't he do something to the Buccaneers too, or am I remembering that incorrect? Who was it that stood the Buccaneers up?
I don't know. So yeah, it was Dov Kleiman who put out this tweet 3 days ago saying, report the reasons the Raiders won't fire Josh McDaniels is financial. They don't have the money to fire him. The team is cash poor and can't afford to fire McDaniels and then pay another coach.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same thing with us right now. We're so cash poor right now. It's that's ridiculous.
Remarkable. I don't for the life of me fathom how billionaires who are owners of NFL football teams.
They just built that stadium.
Dude, they have a license to fucking print money. How can you be cash poor?
They put a couple billion in that stadium in Las Vegas. Yeah, the city.
And then they bring in Josh McDaniel.
Yeah, so.
There you go.
All right, we got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to L.A. to face the Los Angeles Chargers. The Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 5.
Yeah.
This seems right. The over-under is a big over-under is 53. This is expected.
That seems right too.
Yeah, very high scoring game. I mean, the Chargers just opens the floodgates and let everybody into the end zone. You can score on them on a whim, and same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is going to be a high scoring game, and I'm even going to play the over in this. I'm going to take Kansas City -5 and the over, and put $100 on that.
Kansas City -5 plus take the over. $100. Did you say?
What kind of pen are you using there, Scott?
It's a Washington Commanders pen.
A Washington Commanders pen to write in the Washington Commanders embossed notebook, the official.
Correct, yeah.
You might as well put down that I am also going to take the Chiefs and give the 5 points, and I'm going to put down $100 on that because I think it is a reasonable line for the Chiefs, which have been very high lately, and I guess you could say reasonably so. But they played close games against teams that they shouldn't. I think that they're going to be able to beat the Chargers by at least 7. At least 7. The Chargers are one of those teams where I think that they're playing on reputation. I mean, in terms of betting. People think, oh, they should be better than what they are. And I think that the Chiefs are a much better football team. They're at least a touchdown better than the Chargers.
Juju Smith-Schuster is out for the Chiefs.
Nicole Harmon's gone to short-term IR as well, Jesse.
Yeah.
Valdez Scantling will pick it up, and Kadarius Toney.
He's questionable. He's a game day decision, Valdez Scantling. The only receiver out there that they have at the moment is going to be
Kadarius Toney.
Well, I don't see him. I don't see him on the injury report.
It was yesterday, but it might not
maybe he got
he's
cleared.
full go.
He's still got one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and Scantling has always been a middling kind of wide receiver to me anyway. So missing him isn't going to be much. But let me ask you this: Kadarius Toney. Granted, we haven't seen jack shit out of him with the Giants, but the times that we did see him, the few times that we saw him with the ball, doesn't he just look like the perfect little fucking thing that you throw in with a mix of Patrick Mahomes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those two look like they could probably make
Tyreek Hill 2.0.
Maybe not with the speed. Not with the speed, but the elusiveness.
Do you guys listen to the Kelsey podcast that they do, both brothers? No. They were talking about Kadarius Toney, and they said he's back there watching punts. He's just like catching punts in practice, and he's like, yeah, I'll just slightly move here and I'll do there. And they said the only good thing for him he could have done was get out of that building at New York. He's come in and he's just his arse is on fire. He's playing out of his skin. So
some good news for the Chargers front. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Gerald Everett are all been upgraded to questionable. And this is the first time that there's a chance for all of them to be on the field together. I think pretty much all season long. Herbert's a good quarterback. He hasn't had his weapons this year, and this coach should probably already have been fired because they will not give the ball to their great running back. They only run the ball like six times a game.
I know everybody. He's great. There's a great guy. Honestly, I think that Melvin Gordon was better, but I understand the life. I do. I think the life of the running back determines a lot. I think that they always could do better getting Eckler the ball in a million different
Eckler's
ways.
great, man. I love Austin Eckler.
The thing about the getting their receivers back, I don't really care because if that means, well, no, what I mean,
it doesn't change my opinion on this game, but
no, I think it bodes well for the game because if the Chargers are more powerful and then now they're going to put up more points. Well, guess what that means? That means the Chiefs are going to put up more points.
Yeah,
you want to play shootout with Patrick Mahomes? Be my guest.
I will never back against Pat Mahomes and an Andy Reid called.
Hey, what if I told you? What if I told you that I could show you audio? I could show you audio. I could give you audio of me back when Patrick Mahomes was a rookie, calling the Chiefs to the Super Bowl on the back of this kid, rookie Patrick Mahomes. Now, I mean, granted, it was a year later, but when everybody says nobody saw this guy coming, I have this piece of fucking audio from history I can pull up.
Pat on his back. Go ahead, pat your back.
That's right. I'm patting my back. That's right. You know why? I'm old.
All right.
So I'm taking the Chiefs in this one, and I'm going to give the points as well. And this one's a big Chiefs win. I'm putting 200 on this one.
Yeah. Dallas is traveling to Minnesota. This is going to be the game of the week.
I think it should be.
This is an intriguing matchup right here. I think obviously we want the Vikings to win this game. Vikings are not favored in this game, oddly enough. The Dallas Cowboys are favored in this game. I don't get it. I don't think the Cowboys have been playing particularly well.
Last 2 weeks.
Defense isn't nearly as good as it was last year.
I
think something's going on with Micah Parsons. He's not as explosive. He's not getting nearly the stats that he got last year. I like Minnesota in this game. I'm going to put 100 down for Minnesota for the win on the money line.
Yep.
Not me. I'm not going to touch the game. I know. I'm going to take the Cowboys in this game. And, their defense, when you say it hasn't been like it hasn't last year, it has up until like 2 weeks ago. And then 2 weeks ago, the last 2 weeks, they've been kind of in a lull. They haven't gotten the pressure on the quarterback that they should be getting, and they haven't been able to turn the ball over. Parsons, I don't know that he's hurt or anything like that, but, they're just – but up until then, they had been gangbusters. I'm going to take the Cowboys in this game. I'm not touching the line on the game, but they step up. It's about time that they step back up. I think that losing to the Lions is going to be an embarrassment that they're not going to take well.
Look, they didn't
The Vikings,
They lost to the Packers.
They lost to the Packers. Yeah, they're not going to take that.
Yeah,
one
Packers lost. Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Here's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The Vikings last week beat the Bills, okay?
It did.
And we all go, but, that's one of those things. You look in the stats and you go, oh, they beat the Bills. Oh, wow, that's a good team. Right. But how the fuck did the Bills fumble? How the fuck did Josh Allen fucking fumble that ball?
And then they just barely squeaked by the Commanders.
By us. Yeah. Now, again, there's no such thing in the standings as squeaky wins or ugly wins.
Yeah, win is a win, a loss is a loss.
I think that they're going to crack freaking Kirk Cousins this week.
Well, I don't. I do think I didn't respect the Vikings, especially coming into the Commanders game. But they did go toe to toe, even in overtime, and win against the Bills. I think the Bills are the best team in the NFL.
They can be.
That includes Kansas City. I think the Bills, because of their defense. Now they've had a rough couple of weeks. They've lost twice in a row, but I think this is good for the Bills because I think they'll come back ready to rock and roll and finish the season out undefeated the rest of the way. But the Vikings are a good team. They really are. And I'm not sold on the Dallas Cowboys.
See, the thing about the Vikings being a good team, though, is that, granted, they beat the Bills last week, but the Bills stopped them at the Schminch line with the game on the line. Dalvin Cook drops a pass at the 1 yard line. I mean, and he doesn't get hit and get it jarred away. It wasn't a great play by the Bills. That dude, he just dropped it. He choked. Yeah. So, they're another team that's been kind of running on miracles. They've lined up a bunch of them, but I don't know how long you're going to last that way. I don't think they're going to last past Sunday.
If Derek Carr winds up getting released, Ron Rivera better run his ass to his agent and get him.
Right. Hey, by the way, speaking of Ron Rivera, have you noticed this lately in Ron Rivera? He's got the one eye that bugs out now.
I haven't noticed it, to be honest with you.
Well, see, this is how a graphic designer sees the world. So
I'm taking Minnesota here. I can't get my head around Dallas. Minnesota you could rip their 8-1 record apart, as you said, Jesse and John. We both look at that and think they squeaked by us, they squeaked by the Bills, they squeaked by in London. Yeah, I don't know. I just in Minnesota, Justin Jefferson's on form. He's on absolute fire at the minute. So give me Minnesota.
Those 2 catches he had going down the stretch last week were unbelievable. I was watching a replay of it this afternoon. Seriously, this afternoon I turned on the TV. I was like, let me see. I'll find a movie or something like that. And there was a replay of the Bills and the Vikings. And it was in the fourth quarter. I was like, there's nothing better on TV right now than watching Justin Jefferson.
I thought that catch was better than the Odell catch because of the fact that it was a contested catch, man.
Dude, they both had their hands on the ball, and that was it was incredible. It's incredible.
And Yam, I wanted Derek Carr this year too.
I did too.
Straight up. Yeah, he was one of the quarterbacks that I really wanted them to go after. But all right, so we got the Cincinnati Bengals laying 3.5 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me the Bengals. Laying the points and put a hundo on that one for me.
A hundo. I'm going to go the other way. Give me the Steelers. Take the 3 points. You are
nuts.
I am not going to put any money on this. However, this is a divisional battle. I don't believe so much in the Bengals right now. They're not a very strong football team. The Steelers are not injuries. The Steelers are not. Well, one of them is Jamar Chase. But the Steelers are not a strong football team either. But TJ Watt's back. I think this will be a closer game than I think it's about right. But I'm going to take the Steelers in an outright win because it's just that way in that division.
I don't want anything to do with this game either, John. I agree with you, but I'm taking the Bengals. Kenny Pickett just doesn't do it for me.
No, he doesn't. Dude, he's got a double jointed thumb. That might be some fun.
Yeah, well,
small hands, Kenny.
Depends on what you're into,
Well, maybe.
Jamar Chase is out. They got a couple, second stringers that are out too, so they're relatively hefty. I think T. Higgins is a great wide receiver, and so is Boyd. I think Burrow has plenty of weapons. Joe Mixon is going to run all over the Steelers defense. Yeah, I'll double down.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. The Steelers defense is getting better. I'll take this. I'm taking the Steelers simply because it's getting cold. It's the Steelers and the Bengals. Those games are nasty and vicious, and I don't care who's supposed to be good and who's supposed to be bad. It always is. So I'm taking the Steelers in that. And I know that sounds completely cliche and corny, but there you go. And by the way, Yam Starch, dude, go see Baby Metal. I want pictures from the front row of Baby Metal.
The Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills are both traveling to Detroit to play a game because
you were right.
Snowmageddon dropped 77 inches in Orchard Park.
That's what I would do on a good weekend at a sorority.
That's 6'5".
I like doing that to Scott when he's got whatever is in his lungs.
That is 6'5" of snow. That is taller than me and Scott probably combined if he sat on my shoulders.
Yep,
I can definitely listen. There were some definite weird things that were going on when the English guys were here in DC a couple of months ago. So I can confirm that, yes.
Jesse became British for a weekend.
That's taller.
However, Bills are favored by 9.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills, and I'm going to lay the 9 points, and I'm going to put $150 down on that one. On a neutral field, they're going to beat the living shit out of this team. I know a couple of people said, why don't they just play? In this football, look, dude, you can't get to the stadium.
The snowplows have gotten stuck.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw a lift, a double fork lift trying to get one of the snowplows out, and they couldn't do it. Not only that, but you can't have people trying to drive to the game.
Devin Singletary is 5'7".
Yes,
he'd be so.
It would be like Bugs Bunny going to Albuquerque through the sand.
So yeah, look, I playing on the neutral field kind of gets me to hesitate with his big line a little bit. I'm taking Buffalo to win. This line scares me. Buffalo's not been right, but I think they're going to get shit together. And you know what? I'm going to lay the points. Buffalo win. I'm only going to put 50 on it though.
Buffalo's going to rock. What do you think, Scott?
Buffalo win. Easy win. Lay the points, and I'm going to put. This is my easiest. I think this is the easiest bet of the week. I think Buffalo win by 14 plus.
After that loss last week,
yeah. I mean, Jacoby Brissett is just nah.
I will give you my impression of Josh Allen's brain all week.
How the fuck did you fumble that football?
Put me down for $300 on the win. There you go.
Let's see. Injury report. Oh, Tremaine Edmonds is out. That's not good for the Bills. Jordan Pryor's questionable.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Tre'Davious White is also out.
Nothing.
But it's Brissett.
Nothing.
What's Brissett going to throw
exactly.
up?
It's the Cleveland Browns, dude.
These
are
Greg Rossall is out too. These are all starters that are out.
Whatever. Here's the thing, and this was something I was going to mention earlier. In terms of when we were talking about the Vikings in the Bills game, chinks in the armor of the Buffalo Bills. When you look at just how much of a percentage of the scoring offense that Allen to Diggs is, just how much of a threat that is. That shows to me it's a little bit lopsided in terms of their attack. They don't really have much of a running attack. But the Browns, I don't care. You know what? The Browns.
I always have Diggs in a parlay and a touchdown, touchdown parlay. I always put him in there.
I like Jacoby Brissett. I do. I do like Jacoby Brissett. If we as Commanders fans who are always playing the quarterback carousel ever ended up with Jacoby Brissett, I'd be like, okay, I'll take Jacoby Brissett. Let's see what we can do. No, I wouldn't. No, it's not somebody I'm going to go shooting for, but I'm not going to be all upset if we got him. But the fact of the matter is, he's not going to live in this game. There's no way. Even if he scores, even if he looks good. All right, Jacoby Brissett looks good. Look at him. He threw for 2 touchdowns. Great. Josh Allen's just going to throw for 4. He's going to throw for 5.
Easy.
Right. They're going to beat the shit out of the Browns. So the factory of sadness is about to come back.
San Francisco 49ers traveling to Arizona, to the desert. Arizona is a 5-point or a 9-point dog.
Yeah, 9-point dog.
I think that's about
Hopkins, right. Hopkins is questionable. Murray's questionable. Buda Baker is questionable. Zach Ertz is out. Byron Murphy is questionable. DJ Humphries is questionable. No, I'm sorry. DJ Humphrey is out. And Max Garcia is questionable. This should be a bloodbath. I'm taking the Niners, laying the points. And I'm also going to play the over and put me down for 50.
What's the over-under on it?
The 43.5.
Oh, I'll definitely take the over on this game. And I think that the 49ers might get that on their own.
I just was about to say 49ers might get very close to that 43.
I'm taking the 49ers. I'm laying those points. I'm putting 150 down on it. And the Cardinals, I just don't know where they've gone wrong this year.
I don't think Murray is even going to start. He's got concussion. He hasn't practiced all week. That's a bad thing.
You ever go to your grandma's house and she has plastic grapes on the table, plastic fruit on the table, wax fruit. I don't know if your grandmother's, but in my day they would put, wax fruit, and you had the grapes. And when you were 6 years old, you could pick up the grapes and you could go, and you could flip them around like that with your finger. And that's what I think of when you say Kyler Murray has a fucking concussion. Look. If it's Colt McCoy, it doesn't make any difference. I'm taking the Niners and I'm laying the 9. Either one of them, it doesn't make any difference to me. I just they look like the wheels have come off of this season, as far as I'm concerned, for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think Cliff Kingsbury gets fired at the end of the season.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I do too. Yeah.
I might be interested.
I think they wanted to take
too much talent on that team. Too
Yeah.
much talent on that team for them to not make any noise the past couple of years.
So I'm taking the 49ers, also laying the points. I take the over as well as you all have, and I'll put 100 on that too. I think that's a sensible bet for all of us.
Yes, I think so.
The game the whole nation will be tuned into is the Washington Commanders traveling to Houston to take on the mighty, mighty Texans.
That's right.
The Washington Commanders are now a 3-point favorite.
It's like we're listening to we're listening to betting advice here from Spectre, right? You should get something that transforms your voice.
The Commanders are 3-point favorites.
The Commanders are 3-point favorites.
Commanders are 3-point favorites going into this game.
That's right.
Cole Holcomb has been ruled out.
That's big now. It's starting to get bigger and bigger.
Though? Is it?
Well, I mean, not maybe this is for this game, but this is 3 games in a row, and the point being is that when they announced Cole Holcomb as middle linebacker, I've been ever since. All right. But he showed himself. Okay. And now that he's been out, I'm like, fuck, Cole Holcomb's out. Shit.
But they've been playing really good without him.
They have.
They've been playing fine without him. They'd be playing better with him, I think.
Maybe. Because
okay,
I think Jamin Davis has stepped in to
he's got the green dot.
Role. He's got green dot now.
I thought Cam Curl had the green dot.
Yeah, Cam Curl did. He did the first 2 games that Holcomb was out. He had the green dot, and now it's Jamin Davis's turn. I think he did a fine job last Monday night. Other than Holcomb, no one else has been ruled out. Jonathan Williams is questionable. David Mayo is questionable. So is Christian Holmes. On the other side, then this is really big. Derek Stingley Jr. Their highly touted Huh?
Daryl, not Derek.
Derek. It's Derek.
It's Derek
Is it
Stingley.
Derek?
Yeah, Derek Stingley. The highly touted rookie cornerback who has been the best player on the field on the defensive side of the ball for the Houston Texans is out for this game. I think that's good for Terry McLaurin. I expect McLaurin to have a really, 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 really big game. And I'm going to put McLaurin in on a touchdown parlay, probably with Stephon Diggs. You also have Neville Hewitt, a linebacker, out for the Houston Texans. Listen, this game.
I'm sorry,
be
but
really
if you have a linebacker named Neville, I'm not impressed.
This game should be super simple. You run the fuck out of the ball, set up the play action to Terry McLaurin. That's it.
Oh yeah,
Keep
they
it
should
short
crush this team
because they are going to run the ball on the Washington Commanders. That's
they're going to try. They're not
that's-
going to do it, but they're going to try. That's all they got to do.
I like Washington in this spot. I am a little bit worried about a letdown game after the game, and going back and watching that Monday Night Football game again. The defense did not play as good as everybody thinks that they played. Philadelphia did not have the ball much.
No.
And if there was more opportunities for Philadelphia to have the ball, we would have lost that game.
We were
but
opportunistic.
Philadelphia has, Philly has playmakers all over the field, even though AJ Brown did get hobbled a little bit. But the Philadelphia Eagles is, a top 3 team in this whole entire league.
Easily.
Chase Young is not activated yet. It's no big deal.
All
They've
right,
got until
time out.
Tuesday, haven't they?
Wednesday. So do you think they activate him before
Yes.
Wednesday? Just
They have
I
to,
think they
even
do.
if they don't,
100%.
play him.
They can put him back on IR if they have to.
No, they
can't.
just don't have to dress
to
him.
finish the season.
That's right. Yeah.
They don't have to dress him. He will be activated. It's already been stated that if he didn't get activated by now, they will do it before the 21-day window is up, and that will be Wednesday. He will play this season.
How weird it is that I don't feel like it's absolutely critical that we go into the game with
not
Chase.
yet.
And I mean,
but,
not just because of the Texans. No matter who we've played, I think our backups. I love F.A. Obata. All right, I know he hasn't been as dominant as you might expect, but I think the dude can play some football.
Yeah.
And
Tuhill's been playing good too.
Tuhill got a touchdown.
James Smith-Williams has been playing well.
Yeah, Smith-Williams. I think on the run, especially, he strings those plays out. He just runs them out till they're dead. And I like seeing that. But when I see F.A. Obata coming in and those arms are so effing long, those goddamn arms are so effing long. I just love to see it.
Honestly, John, I when I met him, I had no idea how big he was.
Big,
I just looked like a small child stood next
Dude,
to him. It was
seriously
wild.
There is so much flesh showing underneath fucking Davis Mills's helmet. Go in and bite him just one time. Just take. Oh,
Take
and
his
then
jugular out.
and get up and with your nice British accent, say, "Oh, sorry, mate," and
Sorry,
walk away
chap.
and spit it out. Puh, sorry about that, mate. And walk along.
Going back to the Chase Young, where Chase Young can be most useful is later on the sound, and if we do get a chance at a playoff run.
Shut up.
Coming in here and just rushing the passer, getting him used to it. And I think that's the plan right now. It's okay if Chase doesn't play right now. That's fine. It's not a big deal. They've been doing good on the defensive line. Obata, Tuhill, James Smith-Williams they've got a really good rotation. You got the 2 best defensive tackles at least playing together. There's not a better tandem in the entire NFL right now than Deron Payne and John Allen. And Sweat, Jesus, Sweat is one of the best defensive ends in the league right now at quarterback hits and rushing the passer. No, his sack stats isn't there, but
he doesn't have anybody on the other side of him.
He makes an impact that you don't see.
Look, there's no way I'm going to listen to anybody criticize our defensive line the way that they've been playing.
Yeah,
there's no way. It all starts right there, and that's the way it should be. I mean, we've invested a lot of first round picks in that.
And then not only do you have
starting to see what
you have
Jeff Scanina.
Yeah, you have the 2 best defensive tackle tandem. You have now the two best safety tandems now that they're moving Derek Force into that free safety role where you have Cam Curl is number 1 in the league. Derek Force is number 2 in the league. They drop McCain back to the slot.
He's the slot corner.
Time,
yep.
And
I think it works.
You have experience, not only experience with Fuller, and even though Cam's only in his second year. No, his third year. He's playing like a 4, 5, 6 year veteran right now.
Dude, I got to tell you, when he came in in his first year, when he had to fill in, and he was back there with 39. God damn it. I can't remember. This is what happens to me all the time. I can't remember. Jeremy Reeves. When him and Reeves were back there, dude, they played great. And I thought I can remember saying to you, and that was when I first started with this podcast. I can remember saying to you, I don't buy jerseys anymore because players just leave. Yeah. And I hate having a closet full of expensive fucking clothing of a guy that's playing in San Diego. So I think the last jersey I actually bought of a current player was Patrick Ramsey. How about that?
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. I swore it off. There's no way. But I'll buy a Cam Curl jersey.
Yeah,
I'll buy a Cam Curl jersey. That dude is badass, man.
Yeah, like Yamna State, our suspect, our secondary is still suspect.
I don't believe
it is
that.
to
no,
a
it is
point.
Not. Where? Show me.
I think.
Says who?
Think. Well, look, you let Quinnen Williams or whatever his name was have a couple big passes.
Who?
The Quez
Watkins.
Watkins.
All right. Well, we're talking about a 9-0 football team here, right? And I agree. I agree. He caught the ball, but the end result is what matters.
It was. Right? I think if you take away those penalties from St. Juice, he is a very, very, very good,
excellent cornerback. Dude, you can remember when I was first beginning on this podcast saying to you, I really like this guy.
Yeah.
He might give up the pass, but he's right there and he wraps up. And now, not only is he right there, but he breaks up that ball.
I think now, if you're going to see Derek Force in the back end full time, that's going to help out a hell of a lot.
I think
our one weak spot and what teams are going to focus in when throwing the ball is going to be Kendall Fuller. But
correct,
he's had a couple good games in a row.
He has. He has, dude. Ever since they got rid of William Jackson, that weak spot isn't as weak as people think. So I think it's all a show of hands. Who likes our defense?
I like where it's going. Yeah, I don't think it's quite top 10 yet, but it's heading in that direction.
It is.
It's looking good. Well, all right, so your pick on the game, Scott.
I am taking the Washington Commanders to absolutely trounce Houston. I think this is they're 1-7-1. I mean, come on. This is the Texans we know. They're a terrible side. If we do not get a win here, you look like you've gone back 4 steps. We go forward 1 step and back 4. It just, I mean, I as you said, they'll try and run the ball. The game plan last week was the exact game plan I want to see every single week. Keep going with that. And this will be, as you said yesterday, Jesse, this will be one of the quickest games in the NFL because both teams are going to want to run this down people's throats. They set up that play action to Terry McLaurin. I think Jahan Dotson has a massive game tomorrow as well. I think he has a really, really big game. I hope we get
involved, yeah. I think this game, I see this game going one or two ways. Either let down from being so high.
A win or a loss?
And lose a close, low-scoring game, or we're going to beat the brakes off of them. And that's what I hope, and that's what I think that's going to happen. Is we should win by 2 scores. We should. This is a bad team. Yes, they've battled. They've had a lot of close games, but they are a terrible defense. They're giving up 180 yards a game, and that's the most in over 10 years that a team has been given up. I heard that stat on the radio yesterday.
I think
their secondary is, yes, they're number 2 in the league, but no one throws the ball on them, and that's why they're number 2 in the league. So why bother?
Why bother?
Brian Robinson should have a big game.
Yeah,
really big game.
Antonio Gibson should have a big game.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking that Terry's going to have another big game too. So I'm going to pick. I'm going to say Commanders. What did I say yesterday?
27th.
27-13 or something like that.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
you're 10 points better than me. I think the Commanders are going to walk. This is their definitive game of the season. This is a team that they are able and capable of completely shutting down, and I think they will. 27-3 is my prediction. That's what I said on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast yesterday, which, by the way, if anybody out there is not listening to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, in all honesty, what the fuck are you doing with your life? I don't know.
Losers.
Honestly, we don't have time for you. But if you're listening to us right now, good on you. That's good. But 27-3 is what I'm seeing. Look, our defense, this guy, Damian Pierce, he's a hell of a runner. All right. He's a very good runner. He's a violent runner, and they've been giving him a little bit of a seam, and he's able to get through it by being, he's like the Tasmanian devil. He runs over whoever's in his way. He throws elbows and knees all over the damn place, and people have a hard time bringing him down. Rude awakening time. That's what we're going to see here. Rude awakening time. We are going to treat that man as if he was the fucking Texas power grid in the middle of goddamn February and shut his stupid ass down.
What's really interesting is look at the running backs we've gone against, and we've shut them. We have kind of shut them down.
We're the number one rushing defense in the league, are we not?
Exactly.
No,
Derrick Henry couldn't really do
number
it.
3?
Right.
Yeah, now we are. Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor couldn't do it.
He was hurt.
Why are we thinking Pierce is going to do it?
He looks good, and I mean,
look good. He's a rookie though.
But the fact of the matter is, here's the thing, and I'm talking to you, Commanders defensive line, is if you need me to tell you, sell out on the run. They're not going to pass. They're not going to fucking try to pass, because if they try to pass, you're going to accidentally find yourself in the backfield and just smash into big neck fucking giraffe boy. By the way, look out. He's able to read plays pretty well because of this. He has this ability. All right,
John.
John,
yesterday I was sitting in my bed, and it was about 3 a.m, and I suddenly woke up giggling. And my wife was like, "What are you giggling about?" And all I could think about was that 5-second film breakdown.
5-second film breakdown. All right, so he does have a long neck. 27-10
is what I said yesterday, but I think it could be 30-10. I don't know.
Okay,
so check this
picking
out.
us to score 30 is a pretty bold maneuver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
Georgia State was beating James Madison 34-14 at halftime, and now James Madison currently leads 42-34 with 10 minutes left to play.
Fucking Gary Clark magic is what that shit is. Gary Clark showed up and said, "Boys, get your asses out there." Does anybody else come from James Madison that's worth a shit for us? No. Gary Clark.
The Dukes.
All right, so does that cover us for the week there?
That's us done for the week, I think.
All right, I did pretty well financially last week.
We did, but one thing we didn't do.
Oh my God!
What did we
the
not do?
Ohio State Buckeyes lost to the Terps.
Did they really?
Yes.
Did they really?
Well,
the
no.
fuck out
I'm sorry. It's halftime. Never mind.
Oh,
I read it wrong.
Jesus
Christ.
They're losing to the Terps right now.
What we didn't
They're
do
losing
was we didn't
13 to
think
10.
about John. We didn't think about some award-winning customer service.
Oh, you're right. Or 1-to-1. We got the 1-to-1 customer service and the
200%. Come on.
That's what. All right. Well, I would here. Tell you what. Let's think about it right now. So, hey, listen up, sports bettors, as if we weren't prepared already. Your favorite sports book, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. After I've had 2 glasses of wine, watching this podcast go past me, try to watch me watch this fucking, I don't even know what the hell I'm watching anymore. Watch the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%. BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, UFC, NHL, and NBA. If you're looking for live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props, and parlays, we got them. Hey, how about fast payouts and exceptional 1-to-1 service? Yamstart. Are you thinking that's for you? Because you're about the only person paying attention at this late hour. We've got that too. Log into betus.com or call 1-800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com. Where the game begins. Thank you, Scott.
You're most welcome.
I got to pre-record that one of these days so I can stop fucking dealing with this shit. I don't know if we're ever going to get a dime out of those people because I read it so badly. And every week on I put the link up But I always say things like, hey, you look like a smart guy. You could win some money. Go join betus.com. And I put the link up. So, I'm hoping
I'm going to have a 3 touchdown parlay with my $128 that I've got on my account at the minute, thanks to my 200% sign up bonus. I think I might put $70 on it, and I'm going to go Terry for a touchdown, Justin Jefferson for a touchdown, and Diggs for a touchdown.
Did you sign up with our link? Did you sign up with our link?
Yeah,
okay,
I did,
good.
Yeah. So, who's your big winner this week? Who's your best bet?
My best bet, I would think, will be the 49ers against Arizona.
Okay. I mean, that's a divisional rival, so it could be a little closer than you might think. But that, what was it?
Are you going the Bills or are you going the Chiefs?
The Eagles. That's my best bet of the week. They're going to beat the shit out of the Colts.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with John. With the best bet is Eagles laying the points.
All right then. Well, there we go. We've gone a full 1 minute and 25 or 1 hour and 25 minutes there. We, this is a fuck it. If you're here with us right now, thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for everything.
Tilliard, thanks for coming in the chat. Yeah.
Is Tilliard there? Where's my man Tilliard? Now, Mr. Tilliard, where are you? Mr. Tilliard, our friend Scott here, he lives down in Barrow and Furnace.
Well, yeah, up in Barrow and Furnace. Yeah, it's
up
quite northern.
Well, he lives in Harrogate, so
I'm north of him. I'm north of Tilliard. Yeah,
but
I know Harrogate quite well, and I said it right. It's Harrogate, not Harrogate.
Sorry,
and Betty's Tea Rooms is the place to go. So my son was born 10 miles from Harrogate. So
cool. All right, so Mr. Tilliard, you're gonna have
lovely
to tell us
place in North Yorkshire.
Betty's Tea Room there. Now John Tilliard is a Buccaneers fan going way back. And he didn't get to go over to Munich last week and watch them lose. That's too bad. So
they won.
Oh, they did win.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Come on.
Right, Tom Brady. He did throw an interception. That's all I'm thinking about. He threw an interception. But so it's too bad Mr. Tilliard did not get to go over to Munich. Munchen. So anyway, good to see him. All right, so I think we're done for the week.
Yep. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Let's hope for Commanders win.
And join
left
us
hand up.
on. Oh no!
Left hand up.
You're still not doing that.
No. Join us on Monday as we do our reaction show only on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. You can follow John at Bang Radio Hour, Scotty at Scotty H84, and I'm at Jesse's 24. And we're on Facebook. No, we're not on fucking Facebook.
No, we're not on Facebook.
We might be on Facebook if Twitter falls apart.
If Keith ever does anything about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't go on Facebook.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah, check us out on Mondays and Fridays at 5 p.m.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Later, masturbators.
So that's Reese.